You seen that you can now use Veo3 inside of n8n?
Yeah, I saw it. It's insane how easy it is to set up.
So the person being interviewed in that video wasn't wrong because you now have the ability to use Veo3 inside of n8n thanks to third-party programs like Fal.AI, and it's actually really, really easy to set up. With very simple HTTP requests, you now have the ability to harness Veo3 without paying Google 300 something dollars a month just to have access to their video generation model. If you think I'm joking about that last number, here again is a look at the Google AI Ultra package, and you can see it's $250 a month to get the most amount of credits to get access to Veo3. Now, let's be totally transparent up front because most people don't talk about this. This still isn't cheap, right? So to run this automation, it's going to cost you $6 for every 8-second video. That's right, $6 for an 8-second video. Kind of wild. But hopefully in the future, that price continues to go down. And I think even with that price point in mind, this still might be worth it for you if you're someone who just wants a small amount of the videos or you just want very small scale automation. And what I'm going to show you here is I'm going to give you the skeleton for how you can set this up with all sorts of AI automations. This is what you see here. This is the most basic version. We're going to fill out a form. It's going to go to AI. It's going to give us a nice little prompt, which we then send to Fal to generate the video using Veo. And at the end of it, we grab the video, we send it to ourselves via Gmail, we have a link, we can download it. Sounds great. But if you want to add true automation on either end of this, whether that's, a whole Airtable suite that you fill out all the prompt information on Airtable and it runs every 24 hours and then it's automatically updated, you could easily do that using this as a base. And so I'm going to show you how to set up the skeleton so you can go ahead and take this and execute it however you like. And with that being said, let's jump in and let's go to Fal.AI and actually set up an account. So I just wanted to give a really quick plug for the Chase AI community on Skool, which is the right place for you if you're trying to learn how to build AI agents and AI automations, but you're someone who's non-technical and just needs a little more help along the way. We have dozens and dozens of lessons here on AI agents and AI automations that are built for non-technical users, and you get help from me specifically. You get all the templates, you get all the prompts, and you also get access to a thriving community of AI builders and entrepreneurs who are trying to break into the AI agency space, so we would love to have you there. So here we are inside of Fal, and what you are going to need to do first and foremost is make sure you have enough money in your account because this thing is really expensive. And you can add funds by going here to billing. I think they start you off with either $5 or $10, but if you need to add more, this is where you do it. You can also find your API keys here on the front page, which you will need to have handy later. And then lastly, they have the Explore button. If you click on the Explore button, you can see all the models that are available to it. Fal is essentially just a one-stop shop for a bunch of different APIs, and we can take a look at Veo3 here. And in this page, you have a playground where you can play with different prompts. Again, it's not free. The API, examples, different requests, and some sort of analytics. But what I want you to do now is go back to the home page, go to API keys, and just have that ready to go. Now, the first thing we have here is just an on-form submission. Again, super easy to make inside of n8n. You're just going to go over here and you're going to search for form, and then something like this is going to pull up. Now, I just added a few things to this form, and that's the overview, the context, the action, and the style. In the video you just watched, I just said, hey, casual street interview, interviews holding a microphone. I essentially took the example one that they use on Fal and just broke it up throughout an actual form submission. Now, if you're having issues on the form submission when you're running this in test URL, you may have to go to production URL and set your workflow to active to actually get it to work. Just as a heads up, the form can sometimes be finicky inside of n8n. So once you have the form submission, you're then going to create a basic LLM chain because we're going to take all that information we put in there, right? The overview, the context, the action, the style, which we have here in the prompt. And we're going to have the AI system just create a better prompt for us. So inside the system prompt, we tell it, you are an expert in creating text to video prompts. Given the user's inputs, generate a text to video prompt. And so it took all that and it spit out this prompt that you see over here on the right. Now, next is the good part, and that's doing the actual HTTP request, the Fal. So you're just going to add an HTTP request node. And clicking inside here, I'll show you how you set it up. So the URL is going to be https q.fal.run/fal-ai/veo3. And again, inside the Skool, I have all this set up as well as the template. And you're going to add a header, and it's going to be authorization, and then it's going to be key, capital K, space, and then your API key. Remember, inside of Fal, you're just going to add a key here, call it whatever you want, copy it, and paste it into n8n. From there, for the body, it's going to be JSON, and the only thing you need to worry about is adding a prompt, and that is going to be mapped from the output over here, right? So we're just going to drag that guy in there. Patching will be 1 to 2000, and if you dive into the documentation, you'll see there's other things you can pass in the body, but they're essentially all going to default to the same thing, which is 16 by 9, 8 seconds long, things of that nature. And so once you execute the step, you'll get some stuff on the right, like an in queue or a request ID. The things we care about really are just the status, hey, that it's in queue, and the request ID. Because the next step is going to be a get video HTTP request. Now, I'll pause here for a second. In reality, what you're going to want here, and what I'll show in the final version, is you're going to want some sort of wait node. And usually you want to set this to 10 minutes, just as like a safety, because from the time you create it to the time the video is ready, that can go anywhere from like 90 seconds to much longer, depending on how hard the servers are being hit. So as a precaution, you're going to want to have like a wait node here. That looks just like this. So you'll request it, you'll wait, and then it's going to get it. If we come here to the get video, we'll see that the URL is essentially the same. I'm going to delete this real quick just for the video. But you'll see it's the HTTP request, queue.fal, same thing as before, /requests, and then we map that JSON request ID into there. Authorization is the same, key is the same, and when you execute this step, you'll finally get that URL where you can actually look at the video you got. You can actually copy and paste that into your browser, and it's going to show you the video. Lastly, we want some sort of notification that this happened, so we just go into a Gmail node, and we have a to with the subject and then the actual message. And the message is the mapped URL that we just drag down into here. Again, this trigger could be this like Gmail thing could be anything. It could be a Slack node. It could be any sort of thing that you want it to be. But it's really that easy. We're just at its core, we're just taking a prompt, sending it to Fal, getting the video back. That's it. That's all you have to do to start using Veo3 inside of n8n. And again, you can make this as complicated or as simple as you want. You can obviously get really, really sophisticated. You know, like I talked about before with Airtable, you could have this lined up to where you have, 20 prompts, 30 prompts all lined up for essentially a month's worth of content that you can rotate through and keep hitting one after the other. I think another way you could look at improving this would be if you're using this in sort of like an ad space for different sorts of clients, you could have a one-stop shop where they have a bunch of different like preset prompts that they're able to look at and then insert their own branding or insert their names into it, right? And you could do that from some sort of front end UI that you built with like Lovable, and then it turns it around and it sends it all back here, right? But this prompt HTTP request, get the video core, that's always going to say the same. This right here is always going to be your bread and butter. And the videos it makes are high quality. Like we can take one more look at this one that I created.
You've seen that you can now use Veo3 inside of n8n?
Yeah, I saw it. It's insane how easy it is to set up.
And it is really just wild how good the quality on this is and the audio that comes in as well. So I hope this video helped you out and you're able to see how easy it is to start using Veo3 videos inside of your n8n ecosystem. As always, let me know how you like this video, and I'll see you guys around.